Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning. This is the Senior Moments Show. I am your host, Sid Roeder, and today my guest is Alan Thorne with RT MedMobile. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, Sid. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely. It's good to have you. But before we get into what you do and why you do, let me talk a little bit about our sponsor. And Alan and his company are a member of the Empowering Seniors Group, which is our sponsor. This group is a group of people that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and all those wonderful people that listen to us every Saturday. If you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406. Well, Alan, let's dive a little bit in. Maybe some of our listeners have heard you on the radio show before, but let's maybe talk a little bit about what you do and why you do it.
Yeah, so I am the owner of RT MedMobile. We're a fairly new company here in the Valley doing home accessibility for people with disabilities. So stair lifts, ramps on the outside of the home, vertical platform lifts, all the way up to custom-built powered wheelchairs, manual wheelchairs, anything just to help make people safer and more mobile in their home. And it's been really fun to watch this grow over the last few years.
That's great. And I know that in the beginning when I heard about your new company, I always wondered the RT, what does that stand for something?
So that's, it's amazing how often I get that question. And it's a cheesy story, but I'm happy to tell it. I used to work for another company helping people get custom wheelchairs in the county and spent years doing that. I'm well known throughout the Valley as the wheelchair guy. Well, at one point I had an opportunity. I started a different company, left the industry completely. And several months after leaving, I got a phone call from a person I used to work with. He would refer patients to me that needed help with wheelchairs. And he was pretty upset because he was having a bad experience getting some medical equipment for a customer. And he said, why can't you start your own company so we have someone reliable and trustworthy here in the Valley? And I, entertained the idea, and we eventually started our company. We were trying to come up with a name, and I was trying to think, what's something that can say reliable and trustworthy based 100% off this phone call? And so I abbreviated it and called it RT, and that's where RT came from. It's a cheesy, corny story, but our graphic designer came up with a logo, and I liked what it looked like, so that's what we're stuck with now.
I love that story. So maybe the name is going to stick in somebody's head now because we know where it came from.
Maybe it'll be more meaningful now. That's because it's a confusing name for sure, but it is memorable.
Yeah. And let's dive a little bit in how this works, because there's different scenarios for people to need your assistance. What's one of the typical requests that you get from potential customers?
So that's a good question. I'm still well known as the wheelchair guy. And so I think the majority of my time is spent on wheelchairs. And I fit people for wheelchairs, make sure they have things that'll fit them. But the other thing that is overlooked frequently is how you're going to be able to use your home when your life goes through that kind of a change. This is something we see all the time where we aren't prepared for what we're going to do after something bad happens to where we're not able to safely walk anymore, or when mom starts having some falls. No one talks about that until you're already in that situation. And so a lot of my time is spent not just helping people with these wheelchairs, it's a new experience for them and a first-time thing, but helping them to understand how they can continue to live their life and do what they need to do, what kind of other equipment might work to support them in their lifestyle and make sure they're safe moving forward. So I spend a lot of my time consulting and sitting in people's homes on their couches, talking over what is going on, how their life's changing, and what we can do to make the best of it and make sure they continue to live the life as best as they're able to. And that's been a very rewarding side of the business.
Oh, I can understand that. So let me ask you this: is it realistic? Because I'm learning the hard way too that as you age, some things change, and sometimes it might be better to be prepared for that, because a lot of things are so common that it's almost easy to say that might be helpful for everyone. Could someone call you and just have you walk through their house and say, in consultation, we are aging, we want to make sure our household is safe? Could you go there and have a little discussion with them on what might be important to change?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I love meeting people, love being in their homes. And if anyone wanted to do that, especially if someone's looking at maybe a home renovation, that they recognize they're aging, maybe what changes should we make? I'm always happy to make those recommendations. I see a lot of people's homes every week. I'm in a lot of different houses. I see where the problems are, and they're all pretty consistent. And I mean, for example, bathroom doorways. If anyone's ever measured their bathroom doorway, it is probably the narrowest doorway in your house. But if you end up needing a wheelchair, that's a place that you're going to probably want to be able to get to. No one thinks about that until they're in that situation. So to be able to sit down with people and actually point these things out and help them prepare, it's an amazing experience and a lot of fun. I enjoy getting to know people that way.
Well, just coming from the real estate side of things, do you wish more builders would, specifically with the bathroom doors, would maybe take that as a standard consideration?
I hesitate to say that outright, mostly because I don't know how to build a house. So to go to these professionals and say, hey, you're doing it wrong, I'm not going to be that confident. But I am comfortable pointing that out, that, hey, this is something to pay attention to. And so if people are planning for the future and maybe needing a wheelchair, it's something worth considering. But of course, as someone building a house, there's probably a lot of other factors coming into play that I'm only seeing from one direction, but it's something that should be in the considerations at least.
Yeah, absolutely. We're at our first break here already, Alan, so maybe I'll give you a chance to mention your contact information.
Yeah, great. So we are RT MedMobile. We have an office in North Logan, and the best way to get in touch with us is to call our phone number at 435-260-6171. And that is 435-260-6171 to reach our office.
Thank you, Alan. This is the Senior Moment Show. Again, we are at our first break. If you'd like to learn more about our sponsor, the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. We're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT MedMobile, they provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT MedMobile, because your mobility matters.
Picture this. Your family's locked in court, fighting over your home and your assets because there was no plan. Don't let probate decide your future. I'm attorney Justin Wall with Wall Estate Solutions. Stay in control with wills, trusts, and smart planning that keeps your family out of court and your wishes protected. Get peace of mind today. Visit wallestate.law or call 435-294-0346. That's 435-294-0346. Your legacy, your plan.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov.
Welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, today visiting with Alan Thorne. He is with RT MedMobile, and we just learned what the RT stands for. It is reliable and trustworthy. That's amazing.
It's a funny story to tell people how that all came about, but that shows my creative side.
I love it. I think I won't forget it again, so that's a good thing. So let's talk a little bit. We talked over the break about some of the things that happen, and usually one of the things that starts the necessity for things in the household is fall prevention. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So that's ideally, I would love to get into people's houses and start talking to them before they've had a fall. Too often I'm getting a phone call when they're discharging from the hospital after being injured from a fall. And at that point, there's things we could have done to save them some trouble there. And it'd be nice if we can get into it. The challenge is seniors don't recognize that their body's going downhill. All of our minds we're still stuck in our 20s, and it's easy to tell ourselves, yeah, I can still do the same things I did. And that isn't going to change as you get older, and we need to accept that. And so when someone is starting to stumble or fall, every time they tell me it was because of some exterior thing. The rug was folded, I wasn't paying attention when I was walking. It's because they're trying to reconcile that my body should work fine. Why am I stumbling? And I don't often get the calls from the individual that needs the assistance. Ideally, I would encourage children of aging parents to pay attention, watch when mom or dad start to shuffle a little bit or their balance seems a little unsteady. That's when I would like to really go chat with them, because we can start putting some equipment in their house, whether it's a simple grab bar installed in a bathroom, or all the way up to a powered lift recliner that's going to help them stand up and get out of their chair to try to prevent those injuries from happening in the first place. Because once the injury happens, you're on a different course, and there's different things that we have to do to accommodate. But if we can keep our seniors from getting injured and prevent that proactively, it's going to save everybody a whole lot of stress. And so I encourage people's families to really watch for that and get in touch with me when they start having concerns, because I'm happy to have those meetings and at least take some precautions.
So I'm a little curious, where do you typically find, you've mentioned a few things where seniors fall. I mean, I'm sure the corner of the rug thing, that is a serious thing. And as you said, bathtub, handlebars, so you have something to hold on to when it's slippery, but what else?
As far as other types of equipment, or
yeah, I mean, you mentioned the was it the chair lift to get them up on their feet?
Yeah. So in that situation, you're talking a power lift recliner, and we'll see people that as they start to weaken a little bit, they're in their favorite recliner, but the rocking action on that recliner makes it very difficult for them to get into an upright position. We do see some falls where people try to stand up and overbalance and go down. And so we sell fitted custom lift recliners that we actually go into the home, evaluate the space it's going to be, the needs of the individual, budgets, goals, and recommend a piece of equipment that is going to be just as comfortable as any recliner, if not more so. But then with the push of a button, it gets them into a standing position, so they're not having to come up quite as far. And we eliminate that risk of overbalancing. And then as far as grab bars in the bathroom, for people to be able to take a shower safely and just have something on the wall they can hold on to, or get up from the toilet easily and safely, those can make a huge difference in promoting independence and preventing those injuries. So anything from the grab bars, the lift chairs, stairways, we install stair lifts, which some people will recognize as stair glides, but just a chair that carries you up to the top of your stairs. And little things like that just to prevent the problems in the future. Because by the time I get a phone call from the doctor or the therapist asking me to meet with a patient, it's because something has already happened. And we can avoid a lot of those if we can be proactive.
And I'm a little bit curious. Again, I guess I have my real estate hat on today. With the grab bars, we joked a little over the break because I said, are there any pretty ones? Because I always find them rather ugly. And and there doesn't seem to be such a thing. So maybe that's a call out there. If anybody wants to make some pretty grab bars, that might be a good idea. But I wonder if is there a particular way? Because when I look at homes that have grab bars, I'm sometimes a little confuddled on why they were put in a certain way. I just saw a shower the other day that had 4 in them in the shower, and I wasn't quite sure how that came about.
It really is a personal thing at that point, and I have installed up to 4 in showers before, so we see that when I'm actually meeting with the customer and they're showing me how they like to get into the bathtub, what their habits are. Are they using a wheelchair to get in? Are they walking in and having to move a walker out of the way? Can they walk in on their own, but they have a hard time stepping over the side of the tub? Do they sit on the edge of the tub and pivot their way in? All of these things have to be considered. And so depending on what their standing strength is, what their habits are, what other equipment they're using, to be able to put those where they're most accessible so the person can continue to live their life in the way they know how and follow their habits. When I get ready in the morning, I follow a routine. When I shave and brush my teeth and everything, it all goes in an order, and upsetting that can cause some other challenges with my life. So being able to keep those habits as close as possible, and sometimes that means multiple grab bars, just to make sure everything stays as, their habits can stay as consistent as we're able to create.
That's wonderful. We're already coming up on our second break here. So, Alan, I want to give you another chance to mention your contact information.
Yeah, so we're RT MedMobile, your home mobility specialists. Our phone number is 435-260-6171. And again, that is 435-260-6171. And people can call there and get a personal appointment with me.
Perfect. Well, again, this is the Senior Moments Show. We are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group. As I mentioned before, if you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. We're at our second break, so we hope you stay tuned because we'll be right back.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a prearranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts prearranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty.
I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT MedMobile, they provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help, call 435-260-6171 today. RT MedMobile, because your mobility matters.
It's tough knowing how to care for an aging parent. Mom has always been there for me, but now I need to be there for her. When we found out she needed surgery, I wondered how I could attend to her needs and still be mom to my kids. I was so relieved to learn about transitional rehab at Maple Springs in North Logan. From the nurses to the physical therapists, it was like their whole staff was focused on helping Mom get better. Maple Springs in North Logan was an answer to my prayers.
Learn more at maplespringsnorthlogan.com or call 753-9400.
This is Oliver with Cache Valley Pharmacy. We're working with Cache Valley's own Focus Pharmacology and CacheMedical.org to help you lose weight the right way with supplements that support your weight loss journey and easy telehealth appointments from the comfort of your own home. When you think weight loss, think Cache Valley Pharmacy, your partner for a healthier, more confident you. Visit us at CacheValleyPharmacy.com or go to CacheMedical.org to start your weight loss journey today.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
And welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, visiting today with Alan Thorne. He is an owner of RT MedMobile, and we know what RT stands for now. And now let's get a little bit into that mobile part, the mobility part. We've talked about all kinds of other products that you are helping people with. Let's get into the one part that is probably maybe the hardest for people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think with that question, you're probably referring to the wheelchairs. And,
Yes.
and I mentioned in the earlier segment, I'm well known throughout the Valley as the wheelchair guy. That is where I specialized for a long time. The home mobility came after, where I realized we didn't have a lot of good suppliers of ramps and stair lifts. But my specialty is wheelchairs. And so once someone gets to that point that they need a wheelchair or a power chair, there's a few different options. And I'm just so people know what to look for. If your aging parent or friend is a fall risk, if we're worried they're going to go down and they still want to get out and be involved in the community, that's when we need to start looking at some sort of mobility device. There's multiple different options. There's basic manual wheelchairs we can buy off the shelf at Walmart. There's scooters that we can order, and then we get into the custom-built manual chairs and on up into the power chairs. That is more my specialty. So if someone is going to be in a wheelchair a lot, spending a significant portion of their day in a wheelchair, we shouldn't be getting something off the shelf. I can actually come in and custom design a product that's going to fit them, increase their mobility, save their strength, and there's a whole bunch of different products we can get into. Anything from a power wheelchair we carry that can be folded up. It weighs 30 pounds, can be folded up and put in the trunk of a car and taken out. You can spend time with family and do things. Or we have chairs that we can actually bill through Medicare, which that's been a big development. We now can bill Medicare and Medicaid, so that's super exciting. But Medicare and Medicaid regulate what kinds of equipment we can offer. So we can have a manual chair custom built with motorized wheels that help people push. They can pick the color they want. I love when people pick pink chairs. I think they look fantastic.
Safer too, right? Because that's
yeah, I think they're great. And so, but we can custom build it to where now their center of gravity can be adjusted and they can move it a little easier. Like I said, we could put those motors on the wheels to help increase their propulsion, all the way up to powered wheelchairs that can help people elevate their legs and recline back, get the pressure off their bottoms so we're not worried about pressure sores. Anything in that range we can work with. And it's really nice to be able to go and sit down with people and help them understand what their insurance is going to help them with, what their insurance might not help them with, and the pros and cons of each, and then be able to customize a plan to them. Because essentially, we're helping to accommodate someone's legs that maybe aren't doing as much as they used to. they're not working the way they should be, and to be able to do a custom fit, tailored approach to help with, having your legs back it makes a big difference. And I don't want people just to have something off the shelf or off of Amazon that may or may not solve their problems. So that's really where my specialty comes into its own, is being able to have those conversations and help people realize there's options they didn't know were available.
You just triggered a question in my head that's probably totally unrealistic, so I'm pulling my culture card. If somebody is there a way with what Medicaid or Medicare pays? Is there a way to upgrade that with personal funds, but still get the compensation for the basic chair thing?
That actually is a wonderful question, and the answer is yes. That can be upgraded with caveats. So, as a Medicare provider, I am required to have a product that fulfills the requirements. So if somebody, has a specific need and the need can be accommodated with a piece of equipment, I can go to Medicare and get that piece of equipment, and it needs to accommodate at least the basics of what we're after. But if they have a higher need or something they're more interested in, we can definitely bill Medicare for that item as long as we can show that we did have something that was offered that would have fulfilled the requirements. Then we can collect money from the individual to do what's called an upgrade. And they would pay above and beyond what Medicare was going to pay to get, the more specific type of piece they may be looking for. So that is an option that's worth considering.
Yeah, because in my head, that's something that would make great sense, just like you're paying for extra stuff in your car.
Exactly. Yep.
That's wonderful. Yeah, we're coming. We've got a minute until our break comes. Is there anything we haven't touched on, Alan, that you'd still like to talk about?
The biggest thing is that new development that we can bill Medicare and Medicaid now. Last time I was here, we were cash pay only. We worked really, really hard to become Medicare accredited. So there's a whole nother line of equipment we can now offer that's more affordable because we can now go to your health insurance. And that's been a big development, so we're really excited about that.
That's fabulous. And let's not miss it, your contact information one more time.
Finally, it's 435-260-6171. That's our office to get a personal appointment with me. And again, the number is 435-260-6171. And thanks again for having me on.
It's good to have you here, and thanks also for being a sponsor of the radio show. We appreciate that, and we'll hope to have you on again soon. This is the Senior Moment Show. We are at the end of our show, and so we hope you tune in again next week.